Big changes to the build and lots of questions in my Discord. If you are one of the 200 people in my message requests, there's a high chance your question is answered here. This is just going to be a short video going over my build for the foreseeable future and all the changes that happened to it after 2-star dungeons came out. So first off, the former pay-to-win build has been renamed to the old final build. This was the best build before 2-star dungeons, but it was also very expensive. We're talking 100k plus Lucent. Now it's much cheaper than that, so I changed the name to better reflect that. I did modify the budget build slightly too, mainly because I'm not going to tell people low on Lucent or new to the game to get purple boots that they're going to replace after a few dungeons. This budget build isn't meant to be min-max, it's meant to be farmable and cheap, but usable. What a lot of people do is just skip it completely and go directly for a main build, depending on their wallet. For example, if you drop $500 of Lucent on the game, you're not going to make this build, then finally this build. That's just going to be a waste of money. You'll go directly for this build. So what happened with the recent 2-star dungeon update, or actually, let's go back a little more. Originally we were using Clasp of the Conqueror, and this was our stats. Then they came out with a new fucking arena neck, which is absolutely cracked because not only do we get hit chance with it, but also health, for only a 3 total stat loss, which doesn't really matter because we're dumping extra stats into Dex anyway. So we make the swap and we end up with these stats, a win-win all around. Then 2-star dungeons come out. I wake up in the morning, check my Discord server, and someone sends me this build. Same amount of hit chance, but now with 5% more attack speed, and you don't really lose anything from the 70 Dex passive because these both have binding chance. For clarity purposes, this ring came out with 2-star dungeons. Now here comes the funny part. Someone in my Discord asks me why I don't swap the gloves for the 2-piece Phantom Wolf set bonus. Out of reflex, because this is a common misunderstanding, I was going to respond by saying bonus damage was useless on bow, which it is. This doesn't change after this video. But then I remember that Phantom Wolf gloves have the same attack speed as Executioner gloves, but with Dex and ranged evasion. Holy fucking shit. It's just a clear upgrade because now we have more evasion for the same damage we've always been doing. We don't lose any stat thresholds because of that. Now, normally that wouldn't work with the original build, right? We lose some sort of stat threshold, probably the 50 strength or the 60 perception. Nope, I'm just dumb. This was possible even on the old build with Clasp, so that's my mistake there. So now we end up with 3 final builds. The build right before 2-star dungeons came out, the better version of my old build with Phantom Wolf gloves, and then the best of both worlds build, which is the new quotation mark best build until some new dumb item comes out that completely forces us to change the build. This is fully min-maxed, and honestly it's up to you if you even want to pursue it. These old builds aren't obsolete or trash, they're just not the best anymore. At the end of the day, if you go and compare, you're swapping 3 accessories and 1 gear piece for 150 extra ranged evasion and 5% attack speed for about a month or 2, and then it's all going to be useless when tier 2 gear comes out. Are you going to lose some fights because you're using this build and not this build? Yes, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Every time there's a big update like this, there's going to be probably some sort of build change right after. It's just the nature of games like this that have constant vertical progression, especially when your wallet can impact a lot of what you do. You know, I'd love to drop $1,000 on the game and do significantly more damage, have 3k more HP, outrange all melee players entirely, and essentially be speed hacking with that 34% attack speed. This is Throne of Liberty. We all know what it is. We all know what we signed up for. It's a constant treadmill where the second you start reaching your destination, they come out with a new update and change the destination for you. But the catch is you can just call a taxi instead by paying money. I'm just going to offer some honest advice to you guys, mainly directed towards the people that are unhappy with the game right now, because I do see a bunch of you in my comments. This is not an MMO you want to take too seriously. It's a good MMO, I'm not denying that. That's why I'm playing it. But it's not the MMO. Take it easy and don't burn yourself out for 100 extra evasion because it's just not worth it. Try to enjoy the game and reward yourself for even reaching any of these 3 builds, because if you're anywhere here, you're in the top 1% already.